manufacturing sector doing wonders in the economy of the country, development in general and economic development in particular. A number of industries have been set up time to time, small scale, large scale, cottage industries, etc. We are discussing in this chapter about all these developments. A very good morning to all the students. So far we have discussed about the agro-based industries, and we were at the last point of the agro-based industries, that were sugar industries. Sugar mills or sugar industries are another very important agro-based industries in India. The raw material needed for the sugar mills or sugar industries is sugarcane, which is a bulky raw material, and in haulage it reduces its sucrose content. India stands second in the production of sugar, but stands first in the production of jaggery, that is gur, and khandsari. Ideally, the sugar mills are located at the places where sugarcane is produced. More than 60% of the sugar mills are located in Bihar, Uttar Pradesh, Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and Punjab, Haryana, and Madhya Pradesh. There is a tendency for the sugar mills recently to shift towards particularly south, that is Maharashtra. The reason is that in Maharashtra, the sugarcane which is produced has a higher sucrose content. These cooperatives are very successful in southern states as compared to the northern states. Moreover, in southern states like Maharashtra, there is a long crushing season for sugarcane, as well as there is maximized the use of baggage. Baggage, you know, the residue of sugarcane after sugar, jaggery, khandsari, after they are produced, a baggage, a residue of sugarcane is left. In north, what people do, what the workers do, they burn it. But in south, in southern states, particularly Maharashtra, this baggage is also used. It is sent to the paper mill and it is finally used. So these are the reasons that why most of the sugar mills are shifting towards the southern states recently. Now the challenges, because in every industry, I have told you earlier that we will discuss certain challenges that are faced by the industries. So sugar mill, you know, they are seasonal in nature. The first and the foremost problem, because in India already there is lots of unemployment. So because sugar mills are seasonal in nature, so the workers who work in it, they remain out of work for quite a long time. Secondly, erratic power supply. Thirdly, in north there is a short crushing season of sugarcane. And then one more thing is that poses a problem to the sugarcane industries or sugar mills, that is reaching sugarcane to the mills very late, because infrastructure is very poor. So these are the problems faced by the sugar mills or sugar industries. Anyway, anyhow, India is sufficient to produce sugar, gur, and khandsari, and we are doing very well in this industry, apart from certain challenges that are to be looked after. So this was about our agro-based industries. We did 3 industries: textile industry, and in the textile industry also we did cotton textile. And then yesterday we discussed about the jute industry, and today we finally discussed about the sugar mills. Now we switch over to the mineral-based industries. First of all, a 3-mark question you get in board examination, that is distinguish between the 2 types of industries, agro-based and mineral-based. So whenever there is a question on distinguishing or distinguish between, put a line and then distinguish accordingly, because this is your distinguishing method. See your NCERT pages 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, which we are discussing. See the map. See and locate the states that are asked where sugarcane is produced and sugar mills have been established. Then mineral-based industries. In the mineral-based industries, first of all, we have iron and steel. As in the agro-based industries, the first industry that we discussed was textile industry, and the place which textile industry is having in the agro-based industries, same place iron and steel industry is having in the mineral-based industry. Because steel is used, it is needed in a variety of products, in a variety of goods. Steel is needed for engineering goods, it is needed for defense material, it is needed for our everyday use utensils, etc., telephonic equipments and so on. So there is a wide range, wide variety, wide range of goods in which steel is needed. To produce steel, three particular raw materials are needed in abundance. First of all, iron ore, second is coking coal, and third one is limestone. Yes, and all these three raw materials, they are used in the proportion of 4:2:1, and some quantities of manganese is also required to harden the steel. So the question arises, where should the iron and steel plants be ideally located? Obviously, they should be ideally located where all these raw materials are available in plenty, in proximity. However, the production and the consumption of steel is regarded as an index of a country's development. It is estimated that per capita consumption of steel is what in a country? And according to that consumption, we regard a country whether developed or not. If we see the readings of 2010-2011 in India, per capita consumption of steel is only 49 kg, and that also comes from the southern states. Most of the average comes from the southern states, and whereas it is compared with the world's average of 182 kg per capita. The reason is that to earn foreign exchange, India is forced to export its good quality steel, and you know who imports steel from India? That is China. And although China is number one in producing steel, so again this is a mismatch for our industries. The steel plants or the iron and steel plants can be classified into two categories: integrated steel plants and mini steel plants. Again, you get a question on distinguish between the two types of steel plants in India. So there are integrated steel plants and mini steel plants. Whereas integrated steel plants are concerned, they are large, they have big machines, they use all the material at once. For the first time, all the material is sent here. They use everything at a place in a complex manner, rolling, shaping, etc. All is done at a place. So these are integrated steel plants, large plants. It handles everything in an integrated manner. Correct? And they produce big products. Then there are mini steel plants. They are smaller as compared to integrated steel plants. They are smaller. They have electric furnaces, and they use steel scrap and sponge iron. And there it is re-rolling and reshaping takes place. Here we are saying rolling and shaping. Here re-rolling and re-smelting and reshaping takes place. And the mini steel plants, they produce goods with given specifications. Whatever specifications are given to them, they produce those goods according to the specifications given to them. They produce mild steel, mild and alloy. Correct? So these are rightly called the mini steel plants. Again, a question, one mark question. Why most of the steel plants are located in the Chota Nagpur Plateau region of Maharashtra? The answer is, again, proximity to raw material, good labor, skilled labor is available over there. And I told you, when we see the consumption of steel, maximum consumption comes from southern states. So it is ideally suitable for the production of steel, Chota Nagpur Plateau region of Maharashtra. Infrastructure is very good, there are very good port facilities, and internal demand is on increase, internal demand. In south, if we visit, people do not use any other material except steel. Even for tea they use steel utensils. So it is in use. Then we will discuss the challenges faced by this industry in India. The first and the foremost challenge is coking coal, high cost of coking coal, because coking coal is not available in India and we have to import it from the other countries. So this is the first and the foremost problem of steel, coking coal, high cost. Correct? The second problem is very poor infrastructure, about which we read in almost every branch of social sciences, that India has a poor infrastructure, although government is trying to come up with improving the infrastructure, but it will take lots of time to improve it. So because of the poor infrastructure, we are not able to put our full potential to develop this industry, otherwise we could. Then there is low output of labor, because since globalization, skilled labor is taken away by the MNCs, skilled labor is taken away by the multinational companies. So India faces low output of labor. Moreover, there is irregular electricity supply. Correct? So these are certain problems which are faced by the steel industry, although it is such an important industry, because you know steel is a very good substitute for a number of metals like copper, like it is a very good substitute of zinc, lead, copper, etc., because copper is very scarcely available in India, but even then we suffer with certain problems. However, due to the foreign direct investment, that is FDI, 1 mark question, foreign direct investment, globalization, because of the FDI, foreign direct investment, again we have the opportunity to know the new technology from the foreign companies and to improve the production and consumption of steel in India. Correct? So this was about the steel industries and the two types of plants. In the public sector undertaking, whatever steel is produced, it is marketed by Steel Authority of India Limited, SAIL, S-A-I-L. And whatever steel is produced by the private sector industries, by the private sector, it is marketed by TISCO, Tata Iron, T-I-S-C-O, Tata Iron and Steel Corporation, TISCO. This is the agency which markets steel which is produced by the private sectors. SAIL by the public sector industries. Then we come to aluminium industries. Aluminium industries are correctly located in Odisha, West Bengal, Kerala, Uttar Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra and Tamil Nadu. Why? Because these states are very rich in bauxite, because you have read in the mineral and energy resources that aluminium is derived from bauxite, which is like a residual mass, and it is a very heavy material. So wherever bauxite is found, Odisha is the largest producer of bauxite, their aluminium plants have been set up. Aluminium plants need very good electricity supply, and again aluminium is also a very good substitute for steel. If it is costly, we can use that, and mostly aluminium utensils are used in India, particularly in northern part of India. So it can prove a very good substitute for steel until we have a very good electricity supply. So from the bauxite, first of all, alumina is derived, which is needed in the cement industries, and finally aluminium is derived. Tomorrow we will discuss about the chemical industries. We will discuss that the chemical industries is doing wonders in India, and this is the only industry, the chemical industry, which is not having any challenges. And whatever we are producing in chemical industries, we are consuming, and we are self-sufficient in this industry. So till then, goodbye, and prepare your notes as obvious.